Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension, and this is going to be a recording for day 4 of the hashtag 7 days, 7 VRs by On the Cusp Tarot, Y over at On the Cusp Tarot. And this one is hashtag 13 Witchy questions just for fun. And that was originally created by Denise over at Whispers of 3. And I'm going to put links to both of those channels down below. So let's just get started, okay? Number 1, are you in or out of the broom closet? Well, I know that that is talking about whether or not people know that you're a witch. And like I've said before in a previous, if I were to label myself as a witch, which I really don't, not that that's not part of what other people might label me as. I don't like labels too much just because I think they limit us. But if I were to label myself as that, I would say I'm definitely not in the broom closet. It's not like I go shouting out to everybody, hey guys, guess what I do? You know, it's not like that. But I'm also, if somebody asks me a question, I'm not going to avoid the question. What is my favorite tree? Yeah, I would have to say also, like Y over at On the Cusp Tarot. Sully, get out of that. Never a video goes without something with Sully. He's like my shadow. It's the Weeping Willow. They're so beautiful. I love it when they're like lining the streets, like in Savannah, Georgia. When you go, there's certain streets that you go down, they cascade. It's just the most beautiful thing you could think of, even on a rainy day, being able to go underneath one of them and just sit it out, but have like your own little magical place, especially if they come all the way down. They're just beautiful. Okay, so number 3 would be favorite sigil or symbol. Well, I used to really love the fleur-de-lis. I felt really connected to that, and then I found out that there was some bad associations with that, so I don't want to ever make anybody feel uncomfortable or feel like I'm disrespecting them. So I wouldn't say that. Probably the Om, because I believe that the Om is considered like the sound of the universe, of creation. And not to mention, it's, I think, about enlightenment. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but so I would say probably that for what it stands for. The 4th question is, do you prefer the full moon or the new moon? And, you know, I've said this before. I think I have, maybe not, but I would have to say probably the full moon. I don't know why, but I feel like at my best during the full moon. And I know some people just feel like they're crazy or whatever during the full moon. I love the full moon, and it's so beautiful, and it's calming to me. I don't know why. I don't get it, but it is. 5, if you were to become famous for something, what would it be? Okay, well, if I were, and I would, let me just say, I don't ever want to be famous. Imagine the kind of scrutiny and no privacy that you would have in your life because of like paparazzi and going out to eat or going to the store and people, you know, there's a lot of responsibility that goes with being famous and just saying the wrong thing and somebody taking it wrong, and then you're just like, so I would never want to be famous. But if I were to be famous for something, I would think maybe it's for some of the jewelry that I make. And I'll show you some of the pieces just briefly. cuff bracelets. I know I'm just going through these really fast. I'm sorry. I just don't want to take up too much time, but I just want to give you an idea. So like you can see like my influences, how I've said before that I really love like ancient Egyptian and stuff like that. Those are the kind of things that really inspire me. So I would think, yeah, probably my jewelry. Or I would hope that's what it's for, maybe. So, let's see. So the next question is, very first crystal that you ever got. Well, that kind of goes in line with this. And you know, one of the videos that I had done yesterday or the day before was, who's that? Oh, was I can't remember what the question was, but it was, I had said that I went into a bead store for the first time, and I was relating it to tarot. That the first time I went into a bead store, it was like somebody knocked me on the head and said, this is what you should be doing, Rachele, because it was a weird feeling. And I'd had friends that had done it. And when I was looking at their stuff, I was like, oh, it's just beautiful. I love it, you know. And then when I went into the store, and this is really when my creativity began too, because I never really realized I had any kind of, really like using my hands creativity. Just because, you know, when I grew up, people always thought that, or at least in my small little group of people, my family, small town, the artistry was really, you know, drawing and painting. And I don't have any talent when it comes to that. So, when I first went into the bead store and I seen all of the small crystals, you know, for actually making stuff, I seen agates, and I believe the first ones that I got was carnelian. Carnelian is just so beautiful. I just love it. What's that? Oh. I could just like put it on my face. Oh, it's kind of cold down here. So anyways, it was carnelian. Sorry to make a long story short, or to make a little short story long, right? Number 7, favorite bug or critter? I would have to say ladybugs. Sully, out of stuff. Get out of there. Move it. Move it, mister. Ladybugs, they're so beautiful. I love that they can fly away and that they open up, and they're just so beautiful. And I like that they're supposed to be bringers of luck, and it's good luck. And I've never felt, because I'm just not a bug person, you know, I don't like bugs, but that's one of them. I don't mind them when they're crawling on my arm or whatever. I just don't mind. Number 8, do you prefer Salem or New Orleans? Well, I've never been to either, and I would like to go to both, but I'm not really a party kind of person. I don't drink, kind of boring. I don't smoke. I don't, you know, I really don't have too many vices other than buying tarot decks, right? And I have had eating problems in the past, but I'm working through that now. So, you know, I just don't allow myself certain things anymore. So I don't drink, and I know that that's really a party capital. Maybe only certain times of the year. I don't know, but so Salem, because I like the history. I would like to really go to all of these different shops and learn the histories behind Salem itself. But I would like to actually go see both. So, question 9. The first person that you watched on YouTube in the tarot / witchy community. Well, honestly, in the witchy community, the first person that I watched, and this was many, many years ago, I actually started my YouTube channel in 2013 because I had a video of, this is when I was selling my jewelry. And I was still heavily making my jewelry. And so I started because I used to sell on Etsy. And I might eventually get back there again. We'll see. I don't know about with the jewelry. We'll see. But I had lost my train of thought. Oh, I had watched in the Witchy Barefoot. Oh, what's her name? Tiptoe? Oh my gosh. And I know she passed away like a year ago, I think. Tiptoe Witch? Or Tiptoe? Something like that. That was the first one I had watched. I had watched quite a few of her earlier ones. And then I kind of got away from the whole social because it just became too much. My Facebook was friggin' huge, like 5,000 people. And at the time, I think that was close to the max. And I just was burnt out. So I stepped away from social media altogether. And my husband actually started another Facebook for me, which is mainly just family. Few friends, but really that's about it. So, the first person I watched as far as tarot, that would have to be Simon over at the Hermit's Cave, and then just everything kind of went from there. And I'm still exploring, finding new people every single day, and I'm loving it. Number 10, do you prefer spreads or freeform when doing a reading? Definitely spreads. I'm still really new, so I prefer structure. I'm a Capricorn. I kind of prefer structure. So, yeah, definitely I prefer spreads. 11. Do you have a ritual or routine that you do before or during a tarot reading? Really, I just make sure that I'm bonded with my deck, and I make sure that I'm in a good space, and a good positive energy space, and I cleanse my area with you know, sage or frankincense. I like to burn frankincense, or Palo Santo. And so I have my crystal out, and I just, you know, ask my higher self to help me through this reading. And that's about that. And I do it beforehand. 12. Are you a day or night person? I'm definitely a day person. Even as a teenager, I just could not stay up all night. Just not in my DNA to do that. I don't know. I did it one time, and then we ended up going to a nightclub, I think, as a teenager, and I was sitting there and fell asleep. Just sitting there. Yeah, that didn't do good. So 13, the last question is, are you right-handed or left-handed or ambidextrous? I am right-handed. My son is actually ambidextrous, and my mom was born left-handed, and at that time, they actually thought that it was a sign of the devil or the work of the devil or something like that, so they actually tied her hand behind her back and forced her to use her right hand. So now she is right-handed, believe it or not. Yeah. Insane. Yep. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, I will put the links in the video down below, or in the description down below. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, give me a like. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit the little notification bell so that you'll be notified of future videos. And I'm wishing you guys always love and light. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.